And India's Agricultural Minister Arjun Munda has appealed to the farmers for peace and restraint, and that the government is ready to hold fifth round of discussion to address the grievances. Amidst the ongoing protests that's causing traffic disruptions and inconvenience to the public, the government said it is ready for talks to discuss all the issues, including MSP or minimum support price, crop diversification, stubble burning, and the pending criminal cases against the farmers. Meanwhile, the citizens are facing inconvenience as traffic movements are being disrupted between Delhi and the adjoining cities of the neighboring states, including Gurugram, Bahadurgarh, Ghaziabad, Sonipat, among others. Security personnel have deployed at strategic locations to ensure law and order.
चौथे दौर तक की बातचीत होने के बाद किसान संगठनों के माध्यम से जो प्रतिक्रिया आई, हम उसे संज्ञान में लेते हुए पुनः पांचवें दौर की बैठक और उस बैठक में ऐसे सभी मुद्दे, चाहे वो एमएसपी का हो, चाहे वो पराली का मुद्दा हो, चाहे एफआईआर का हो, चाहे क्रॉप डाइवर्सिफिकेशन का हो, ऐसे सभी मुद्दे पर बातचीत के लिए हम तैयार हैं। और मैं यही निवेदन करूंगा कि सबको शांति के साथ ऐसे विषयों पर बातचीत करते हुए समाधान ढूंढने की जरूरत है, और यह अपील है कि वो शांति बनाए रखे, क्योंकि सरकार भी यह चाहती है कि इसका समाधान हो।
And DD correspondent Akansha joins us for more from Punjab, Haryana, Shambhu border. Akansha, first of all, tell us about the current situation at the Shambhu border.
See, Siddharth, in the morning when I came to Shambhu border, there were very less farmers, but now with the time, the call was for 11 o'clock that they had to start their Delhi Chalo. But somewhere, if you see right now, there is thousands of farmers. There are somewhere around in large number of farmers, and there are trolleys which are there, JCB machines are there, which is quite very it is worrisome, because the number is just increasing with an hourly basis. And if we talk about the situation here, then I think probably the farmer leaders themselves are finding it very difficult to control the mob right now. And they have been constantly appealing people that they should not come forward, they should not be doing anything, because the police barricade is on the other side of the Shambhu border. And there were news that the tear gas was used, because there were some people who did not listen to their own people and were walking towards the border. Okay. So the situation here is right now very tense. The situation here is that farmer leaders just don't want that anybody should be proceeding, and that is how they have been appealing. Now and then they have been appealing on the loudspeakers that the fifth round of meeting is scheduled, and we will be talking about it, and they are not supposed to be marching ahead. Siddharth.
Okay, Akansha, so you're trying to say that the farmer leaders, they're saying to their own people not to create violence.
Certainly. From last night, DGP Haryana had written to DGP Punjab also, because they had news that some of the JCB machines have been moving towards to take off the barricades at the Shambhu border. So after that, those machines were stopped by DGP Punjab. Took a thing on it, and they said that these machines have to be stopped. But I think still there are a number of machines which are there at the border, and which is quite very worrisome, because the barricades can be broken by those machines and the number of people is large. But now, because the government has invited farmers for the fifth round of talks, so certainly they are the farmers are stopped by the farmer leaders. They have been appealing now and then that they should not proceed.
All right. Thank you so much, Akansha, for joining in. Also joining me on the broadcast is Dr. Ashok Vishandas, former chairman, Commission for Agriculture Costs and Prices. Sir, a very warm welcome to the show. First of all, for our viewers, if you could just explain what the issue is all about and MSP to be very specific.
Yes. Let me make it very clear. The minimum support price is a floor price below which if the market prices go below that, then the government can buy it. And then MSP in that sense is implicitly guaranteed. Government does not impose any restriction on quantity or how many crops they are growing. So this is very important. Second point is the purpose of MSP. One of the important objective of MSP is to give signals to farmer and the market what to grow. Now, for instance, if the farmers are growing something which is not demanded by the consumers, what the government will do, what the producer will do, what the farmers will do with that kind of commodity. So this has to be kept in mind. And third point is the income. If the government can be given on per hectare basis to the farmers by some, if the committee can meet and then they can decide the amount, that can be regardless of what they grow.
All right, sir.
And
all right, sir, what are your insights on the latest developments regarding the farmers' protest and the government's efforts to address their concerns? Because fifth round of talks is about to take place today. Government is doing everything, to come to a solution.
yeah, so farmer has to be obviously farmer, because farmers are the key stakeholder.
Yeah.
They have to be taken into confidence. In fact, behind every demand there is a question of financial thing, and I outrightly agree that farmers are in distress, no doubt about that. But the question is what way and what approach we should attempt or follow so that the farmers' grievance is addressed. And at the bottom of everything is their income level. So farmer are peeved, I can understand. Farmer are distressed, that I can understand. But the best solution is to give farmers some financial incentive which should not be mixed up with MSP, because MSP essentially, as I told you, is an instrument of pricing, not of income. And if you want to achieve the objective of augmenting income, there are other instruments, other approaches which are far more effective and economically sustainable.
All right. Sir, the government is ready for fifth round of talks, but there has to be an amicable solution. But do you see any ultimate solution for this? And if so, then how and what?
I can only see MSP, because farmers, what I go read from the newspaper, one of the farmers demand is to come out of WTO. Now let me also explain that WTO has given lot of hope and advantage and benefit to India as a nation. And when India gets benefit, say for instance, out of export of so many commodity which is totaling about 50 billion US dollar.
Okay.
The ultimate gain or the income goes to the farmer. Government does not keep that proceeds with its own treasury.
All right.
So farmer has to understand, because they should not demand which goes against their interest.
All right. Sir, very quickly, my last question to you. Why these protests, and that too from particular regions? The government is doing so much for the farmers. The budget has been doubled, not just doubled, it has increased over the time, and certainly there are various schemes, more than 20 for farmers, including Pradhan Mantri Kisan Samman Nidhi, and including other schemes for the farmers. And why these protests from particular region? What do you think the region is?
See, my understanding is, because I am also in touch with the individual farmers, and the real farmer, the average common farmer, these are not the demands of them. There are many vested interests who are now. I will also give an example. In 2018, about 6 years back, this scheme of guaranteed MSP was implemented in the state of Maharashtra, and then on that, the middleman, the trader protested. Ultimately, the government of Maharashtra has to withdraw. So, what is our experience of doing this kind of thing in the past? Maybe it was done at a state level, not at the pan India, but that also gives us
All
a
right, sir.
lesson.
All right, sir. Thank you so much for joining in.